Hi guys, welcome to the MERN STACK series. In this tutorial, we're gonna see how we post the data from React to MongoDB using Express.js. In the previous tutorial, we had seen that how we get the data from MongoDB using Express. So you can see here. So in the MongoDB, I had three documents. In the three, I have to fetch all the data from the backend to the React previously. Here, our task is I have a three fields here. Once I fill this, I click this add task. It should get posted to the list and also get stored in the MongoDB here. So let's get started. So here I have taken a front end. Here in the app.js, I got all the data through this URL. I have used the get method to get all the data and store it in set task, and I have listed all the datas here. Here I have to post something, so that I have taken a component called task form. I have created in this folder structure component. In this component I have a task form. So in this task form I have created three variables here. One is name and email and phone number using use state, and I have three input fields over here. In this I have one button to click something. So for that I have a add task. So once I click that button, that data should get added to that list and also get stored in the MongoDB here. So let's see how we can configure this in backend. Here, go to the routes folder. Here I have a user.js. So similar to that of get method, I have to post something. For that, the router, instead of get, I have to give post here. Similar way in the get, you can give any name. I'm just gonna give post here. So similar to that of, I have to write post task. Whatever the name you given there, should give here. So post task here. So go to that controllers, in this controller, in the task controller. So I have to write a logic for that. So here I have to give exports dot post task is my method. So equals async function, and the request comma response, and here I have to give get that particular three data in the request body. So for that I gonna give, we have three fields, right? One is name field I want to get. So next email, then phone number, so which I get from the client. So the request is coming. So the request dot body, here you have to represent like this. And in the try and catch block I have to write. So the catch block is for getting error. So I copy paste this here, similar to that of get method here. So the whatever the request is coming, that should get stored in the DB. So for that, so have to create new, my model is user. I'm getting all the three datas. It should get it should get stored in the database. So for that I get all the data which is request is coming from the front end. It should get stored in this database. So have to create a new user, have to create a constant here. So for that const equal, you can give any name here. I'm gonna give new task. So equals, so here I have to give, as I save that particular fields there. So I have to give await, this new task should get stored in the database. So for that I give save method here. So once I save this, my response should get back. Response dot the state, once it's stored, my response should be two, status should be 201. The record is created like that, it's shown. And my JSON is, this new task has to come. So whatever I have posted, that new task should get in the right response should be in the form of JSON format. Once I save this, go to this backend here. So and also I have to save this route. I haven't saved it, so I also have to save this. And once you have saved this and go to the postman, so here you can see I have a I have created a folder and posted data here. So in the workspace, you have to create. I get all the datas here. In the previous tutorial, I had explained how to get all the datas from the database here, how to post the data. So for that, I have created a folder called post data. In this, have to create. I have these many methods over here. I have created a post method. In this URLs, my database is running on the port 5000. So my server is connected to the 4000. So here go to the database, sorry, here the postman, and my URL is API/task. So you could see here, so in the index.js you can see, so app API/task is my URL. It goes to this particular folder called routes user. It goes to this route user. I have a post method. So the post method, it will see into this task controller. So in the task controller I have a post. So my request body should be a name, email, phone number. So right here you can see, have my URL is like this, and the body request.body, here I have mentioned. This line mean, it's all about the request.body. I'm getting all the three fields. So here name, email, phone number. Once I click this, you can see whether I'm getting a response back in the form of the JSON. So once it gets stored, my status should be 201. It should be shown in the JSON format here. So here go to the postman right here. Yeah, I got all the datas, the name, email, and phone number, which is created in the MongoDB right here. Once I have three fields now. So three documents here. Once I refresh it, you could see here, I get four document right here. You might see I have four documents. So here go to the postman, and the request.body, I have this three fields over here. My response is in the form of 201 status. Over here you can see 201 is created. Here I have stored this. Have to do it in the React. So go to the front end. So my backend is working fine. So go to the front end. Here I have a app.js. Previously I have listed all the data which I get it from the API, and my response is stored here. The response in the form of app value. So here you can see in the browser this three data had loaded. Now whatever I type here, that should get stored in this DB. So here you have to see, like this I have to store all the fields right here. So for that I have to do some configuration here. So in this I have created a task form. In the task form, in the component, I have created this three fields over here. Once I click this button, my on submit, I have a function called on submit. Once I click that on submit, I have a function called handle submit. So handle submit. So here I have to write a logic for that handle submit. So I have a constant handle. I have to define the handle submit here. So here have to give a, I have a function here, and have to write a logic. So once its page is loaded, I have to prevent default. I have to give prevent default. So whatever the that event is coming, so I have to give, and I'm giving async method here over here. So have to write a logic over here. I have a Axios, right? So to get post all the data, so Axios dot, so I have to define, I have to import that particular Axios here. So Axios dot post method I have. So in this, my URL I'm posting here is, I'm posting what I'm posting, this URL, right? So in this have to give, and you right here you have to give all the fields which I have to name field. So whatever the name here, it should be same. So email, so in the backend which I have given, that should be semi match here. So phone number, here I have to const response get stored here, response equals, so have to give a await method over here. So let's see how it works. And Axios, so it's loading, so have to import this Axios right here, and have to response, have to console that response whether my response is coming from the backend or not. So for that, response, so once I save this, and in the front end you can see, once I save this, you can see any out whether error or so in the browser, you have go to the browser and inspect that. So you go to that browser, in the console you have to see and just notice, and right here go to the, see how it's loaded, and go to the browser, and once I refresh it, you could see, so I'm, so I have to give all the, sorry, I have to give the name, email and phone number over here. So once I refresh it, and you have to give, so the ROM which I have posted that came here. So here just give san at gmail.com, and the phone number, something I'm typing. Once I add, so I got it's not a function, so I done some mistake. So Axios, save this. So here gonna give, delete this one and save this, and go back to the browser. Once I click this, so I got the data over here. So which it is console, I got this, and I have to, so over here you can see in the database, So refresh it. Just refresh it. So I got that the data which is stored in the database. So here I have to add it to that particular list here. So I have to, whenever I click this add task, that should get added to this list. This list should get added to this previously which I have added, right? So for that I have to write a logic. So here the props come into picture. So here I have a function called, you can give any name here. I'm giving add here. Here I have a response. So whatever the response, I get this response here. Here I have to go to the app.js over here. I'm write a logic for this. So here I have to write so constant. So this is you can give a name called, I'm just giving add here. So the whatever the response is coming, so I'm just give a response over here, and this is a arrow function. So in this arrow function I'm write a logic over here. So the whatever the set task here, the previous data is here, so I will explain. So the task, I have a pre set task, right? So I have to add to that data. So add to that. So here have to set data. In this array function you have to give. So whatever the fields which you can see here, it's in the task, it's stored in the task. So here you can see here. So here the task is there. So the previous data we get it using the spread operator. So comma, whatever the response I'm coming, it should get added to the list. So for that I have given this. So here you have to pass the props here. This is a handle. So what name I have given here, handle add. So you have to handle add this. This function should pass in this props here. I have to save this and go to the app.js, and also I have to give the handle add over here equals, I have to give the function which I have done over here. This is add, right? So I have to give add. So once I give this, just, so is there any error, or handle add equal to add? So yes, it's working. So I'm just to save those two things and go back to the browser. So it's get added to the list which I had previously. What I have typed here, it should get added, but this data should get disappear once I add this. So for that, here you have to give my set name should be empty, and over here my set email should get empty, and over here set set phone number field should get empty right here. So once I save this and go back to the browser, you could see, once I refresh it, you could see here, and here I type something, radha 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 at gmail.com. So phone number might be something, and once I add, it should get added to the list, and also it should get added to the MongoDB. So here my list. So once I refresh it, you can see, yeah, radha at gmail.com, and my phone number is get added to that list, and it's all the fields here, it's empty, right? Right now you can see the empty fields. So you go to the database, and I have 5 documents right now. Once I refresh it, you can see the sixth document is stored, which I have entered the radha at gmail.com.